I was sitting alone at the long oak table that used to hold 6 dinner plates. My birthday cake sat untouched, one candle slowly bending into itself, wax dripping like time melting down the side. The check was in my hand, $1 million, neatly written, sealed, ready to gift. I'd imagined that moment for months, my children smiling, toasting to my life, not my loss. But instead, they were across town, celebrating his anniversary, my ex-husband, and his new wife. The silence in my house was surgical, clean, cold, deliberate. That was the moment I decided. I met Richard in a rainstorm 25 years ago. He offered me his umbrella and a smile that pretended to mean forever. Back then, I believed in stories like that, the kind where love fixes everything. We built a life brick by brick, a house, a business, 2 kids, and a promise that we'd never let the world make us strangers. But strangers, I learned, aren't born. They're made. Slowly, one lie at a time. It started with late nights at the office, missed calls, perfume that wasn't mine on his shirts. He blamed the secretary, the clients, the stress. I wanted to believe him. God, I did. Because believing meant I could keep pretending. Then one night, I found an anniversary card in his briefcase. To my real forever. Dated 3 months before our divorce was even filed. That's when the pretending stopped. I didn't confront him. Not yet. I knew Richard. Impulsive, arrogant, sloppy when cornered. So I smiled through the betrayal, let him think I was broken, let him keep the house, the kids, the pity of the court. He thought he'd won. But while he was busy building a new life with his new wife, I was rebuilding something quieter, mine. I sold the remnants of our shared business and started something small but profitable, a consulting firm under a different name. No one knew it was mine, especially him. I invested wisely, waited patiently. Every decision was surgical, no wasted movement, no emotional noise. And the kids, well, they were adults now, old enough to make choices. They chose his side, or rather, his comfort. I didn't blame them. He made sure they saw me as distant, cold, unloving. I let them. You don't fight lies with noise. You fight them with truth, timed like a bomb. By the time my 50th birthday approached, I was ready. I had more than money. I had control. The plan was simple. Invite my children to dinner, surprise them with a check for $1 million each, a final gift to secure their futures. A peace offering from the mother they thought they outgrew. But when I called to confirm the time, my daughter's voice trembled. "Mom, I'm so sorry. We can't make it. Dad and Claire's anniversary dinner is tonight. We promised." Her tone was polite, rehearsed, like she was canceling a lunch, not abandoning a parent. I hung up before she could hear the silence crack in my chest. Then I looked at the checks, then at the clock, and I smiled. Revenge doesn't always need fireworks. Sometimes it just needs precision. That night, while they toasted champagne across town, I transferred the funds, all of them, into a new trust. Not for my kids, not anymore. For someone else. My name was no longer the owner of the company Richard had once mocked me for starting. But through a shell corporation, I was the majority shareholder of his firm. The one he built after leaving me. The one he thought was untouchable. And I had been quietly pulling the strings for months. Shifting numbers, redirecting clients, leaking just enough to make investors nervous. That night, as he kissed his wife in a restaurant full of lights and laughter, his company's board voted to remove him. Fraud allegations, frozen assets, complete lockout. The timing wasn't coincidence. It was choreography. I didn't need to be there to see his face. The confusion, the denial, the dawning realization. I could imagine it perfectly. By the time my kids came calling the next morning, their father's empire had collapsed, and his perfect life was cracking under the same pressure he once put on me. They wanted answers. I gave them silence. Weeks later, my daughter came to my door. She looked smaller than I remembered. "Mom, did you know about Dad's business?" I met her eyes. Calm, unblinking. "I know he built it on lies," I said. "And lies don't last." She didn't ask again. Sometimes justice doesn't look like revenge. It looks like peace. Quiet, deliberate, earned. I didn't give them the $1 million. I donated it to a scholarship fund under their names, a legacy they didn't yet deserve, but might one day grow into. As for me, I celebrated that birthday alone, with a slice of cake, a candle, and the sound of rain tapping against the window, just like the night I first met him. Only this time, I didn't need an umbrella. I had learned to stand in the storm.